You have just tuned in with Curtis and Susie live Friday night teed up. I want to welcome you into our podcast on tonight. My wife is here with me. She's coming on right now. So excited to have each and every one of you in the mix with us on tonight. Here she is. She's coming on. Susie, what do you have to say to the people on tonight?
Hello, hello. You know what I always say. Grab your bae, your boo, and your sweet thing and tell them it's Friday night teed up with Curtis and Susie.
All right. We're looking forward to having a wonderful conversation with you guys on tonight. Again, as we always say, go call someone, let them know that we're live and we're here to share with you on tonight. We're so excited about what's been happening with T.D.D.U.P. We're going to get into the broadcast shortly, but right before we get started, I want to let Susie tell you all how you can become a part of an event that we're getting ready to host in the month of February, starting February the 15th through the 17th. We're getting ready to host our first marriage retreat here in the city of Houston, Texas, in the Woodlands area. Susie, go ahead, honey, and tell the people how they can participate in the retreat.
Okay, as my husband said, we have our first couples retreat coming up Valentine's weekend, and it will be at the City Place Marriott in the Woodlands area. It's February the 15th through the 17th. So that's a Thursday night, all day Friday, half a day Saturday. So the only time you have to take off for work is Friday. And then if you work on Saturdays, you would have to do a half a day for Saturdays. But other than that, the only day you would have to request off is that Friday. And put it in as a vacation request. This is a staycation away with your boo. You have to invest in your marriage. And we're so excited about we're going to have all kind of prizes and couples activity that's going to be going on. And we want you to go ahead and register now because we only have 10 slots left. So go ahead and register now.
Absolutely. And you're going to have such a treat. We're going to have guest speakers there to help facilitate the retreat. We're going to be talking about issues from finances to family, to the family, to sex. Listen, we're just going to have a wonderful time sharing with you from both an experiential position and from the Word of God. We're looking forward to having you in the house. Listen, don't delay.
Register today.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't delay. Register today.
Because like I said, we only have 10 slots left. And in order to register, you can go to our Facebook page or YouTube page, and I have a flyer there that has all the information about the couples retreat. And on that flyer, it has a QR code. You can take your phone and scan that QR code, and it takes you straight to the registration page for the retreat. You can also call 346-622-1237 to register as well. And like I said, we have 10 slots left. We would love to see you and your bae, your boo, your sweet thing there. So look, like I said, look at it as a staycation away with your loved one, your spouse. We need that time away, and it's Valentine's weekend. You're gonna do something for Valentine's.
You have an excuse. You have an excuse to be there.
Exactly. Surprise them and say, "Hey, we're gonna steal away in the Woodlands."
Absolutely. I'm telling you, if you miss it, you're gonna miss a treat. We want to make for sure that we give you an opportunity. So we don't want to not give you an opportunity because you're going to say, well, nobody told me. Well, listen, you have this opportunity now to go to our webpage, to T.D.D.U.P Marriage Podcast, and
on
YouTube,
and then on Facebook,
and on either one of our pages, we have a flyer there that has a QR code. Click the QR code. Once you click the QR code. It's going to instruct you and prompt you to fill out your information, and that way you will be registered for the retreat. I'm telling you, it's going to be off the chain. We're gonna listen. Not only are we going to give you information, but we're going to be there to answer some of your questions. You know, it's you know, I want you guys to understand this right here. We get counseling, Susie, for every area of life when it comes down to certain situations. If you need information about finances, you get a financial counselor. If you need information about your medical situation, you go to see a doctor. If you have if you need a lawyer, you go see a lawyer.
You have a counselor.
You have a counselor in school. You go to see the counselor. So now listen. What about your marriage? You spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a wedding, but you don't spend no resources in maintaining your marriage, and that's critical. That's what God put it in my heart and in my wife's heart to facilitate this marriage podcast to help those of you that and you don't necessarily have to be
and have problems.
This is a preventative podcast
maintenance
to help you to know how to overcome in certain areas in your marriage. It's going to help you to know how to have conflict resolution. It's going to show you how. We're going to teach you how to communicate. We're going to teach you how not to blame.
We're strengthening the relationship.
Exactly. So that's what we're here to do. We're here to make sure that your relationship is strengthened. The family is strengthened. You know, if we have a strong family, if we have a strong marriage, we'll have a strong family. If we have a strong family, we'll have a strong community. If we have a strong community, we have a strong city. If we have a strong city, we can have a strong church. So it starts we're trying to get to the root of the matter.
A strong city.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a strong city, and if you have a strong city, you have a strong country. You have a strong country, you have a strong world. So that's what we're here to do. We're here to help you to understand God's ideal for marriage. What do you have to say, Susie?
Well, I don't know. I'm really excited about this retreat. One of the things that we're going to have is T.D.D.U.P After Dark.
Oh, wow. What? So help us to understand what T.D.D.U.P After Dark is going to look like, Susie.
Well, I'm not going to give too much information.
Well, no.
You got to be there to see.
You know, but you got to give them a teaser.
So T.D.D.U.P After Dark will be our intimacy session where we're going to talk about everything from A to Z. Toys, foreplay, romance, all of that. And we're going to have a game called Naughty Bingo.
All right. So there you have it, straight from the co-sponsor's mouth. She said we're going to have T.D.D.U.P After Dark at the marriage retreat. So listen, go ahead and register.
Spicy.
Go ahead and register in it. Go ahead and do it. Do not delay because, I say this right here. The procrastination is the killer of dreams. You have to be focused.
Yeah, so go ahead and register. We have 10 seats remaining. So we want you and your boo to be there to have that time away to enjoy each other and just do some things together uninterrupted with work and children. So make that investment. It's only a small fee.
Absolutely.
You're getting meals on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You have meals. Friday you have breakfast, you have lunch, and then you have snacks for late night. Then you have breakfast that morning, Saturday morning, and these are full breakfast, buffet breakfast on both days. Thursday night, we're going to have foods for like our meet and greet type thing. So we're going to have a good time. So just come, and we're going to have music, and so come on out and enjoy some time away with your boo.
Yeah, absolutely. So come with a mind to receive. And if you come with the mind to receive, I promise you this right here. Everyone who come with a mind to receive is going to take something back with them to be able to strengthen your relationship. Listen, men, I know a lot of time in these particular situations, we allow the wife to take the leading role, but I'm challenging the men on tonight. Listen, I want you to take the leading role in this particular event I'm telling you, you're gonna have a treat. It's gonna be a wonderful experience with you. You're gonna be able to take back something from the retreat to apply to your marriage to cause your family to be strengthened. Well, with that being said, we have something that we want to share with you guys on tonight, Susie. What are we going to share here on tonight with the people that's listening at the podcast on tonight?
Tonight, we're going to talk about emotional safety in your relationship.
Oh, wow.
And I thought that was kind of interesting that some people do not feel safe to express how they feel with their spouse.
And I think that's something that should be paramount in your relationship. You got to feel safe in your emotions with the one who you sleep next to, the one you eat dinner with, the one who you communicate your feelings with. Listen, this is a critical piece that I believe that it's going to be far-reaching. If you can just grasp what we're going to share with you on tonight, it's going to both strengthen your marriage, but it's also going to help your significant other to feel comfortable sharing with you from any perspective.
Right. So, to put it simply, emotional safety, I'm just kind of defining it for you, is feeling secure enough to truly express yourself with someone and show up as your most authentic self. Emotional safety also goes both ways. When you feel emotionally safe and reveal your true self, it opens the door for your partner to do the same.
Wow.
So
that's saying a mouthful. Both of you, when your partner, your wife, feel that she can trust you, then she'll open up to you. Likewise, if the husband feel that he can trust you and that his information and his emotions are protected, he'll open up to you in ways that you never thought he would. When you feel comfortable sharing with someone, you certainly don't mind opening up to them.
right. And so for men, safety is created when you validate their feelings, when you empathize with what they're sharing, when you listen not judgmentally, and when you do not internalize and make it about you, and then focus on trying to understand your partner. So whenever your partner is expressing how they feel, you want to focus in on how they're feeling and try to understand, and don't make it about you.
Exactly.
Now,
so go ahead.
I was going to say, now from a woman's perspective, it says emotional safety means that you can trust them with your heart. Because, we're emotional as women. Your emotions, your innermost thoughts and feelings. It means that you can take the mask off and let them behind the curtain of who you truly are. You can bear not just your body, but your soul to this person.
So in other words, you need a level of trust, Susie, I think, in order to be able to let your hair down. Your husband have to create an environment, and your wife have to create an environment where they can let their hair down, where they can actually trust you. So us as men, we have to create a safe environment for our wives to open up and be willing to feel safe in their emotions when they're sharing with you how they really feel.
And be judgmental. Try to understand.
Absolutely. We certainly have to try. I want my wife to feel as safe as she can possibly feel when she's sharing with me in any capacity. It's my responsibility to safeguard her and make her feel like she can trust me in any capacity.
That's right. Safety is created when you validate their feelings, and this goes both ways, male and female. When you empathize with what they're sharing, and like I said, when you listen, don't be judgmental.
So in other words, you said a key word. You said validate their feelings. So when they bring you their feelings, you shouldn't shun them or push them away as if their feelings don't really matter.
Right. Or when I try to say
that's not important.
That's not important. Or I don't know why you feel like that.
Yeah.
No,
in other words, I should be sympathetic to how you're
empathize
feeling.
and validate my feelings.
Absolutely.
And that's both ways.
Yeah, and I believe that men, I believe that this is critical. You know, a lot of times when our wives come to us, a lot of times we have a tendency, because we have strong personalities, and we expect our wives to have that same personality sometime, and that same persona. We'll say like words like "suck it up." Well, she can't suck it up like you and I. We're wired differently, and because we're wired differently, we have to know how to be sympathetic and know how to treat our wives when they're feeling emotionally challenged.
And even with men, because you mentioned my men suck it up. Sometimes, I've been hearing them talking about men's mental health. We want to have men thinking they have to be so strong that they can't be vulnerable, they can't show their emotional side.
Absolutely.
Real men do cry.
Absolutely.
They say the men don't cry. Yes, real men do cry.
Well, this is one of our natural emotions.
That's a natural emotion. When
Crying
you're sad.
is absolutely crying is a release.
Outward expression.
Exactly. It allows you to release tension and frustration when you're feeling a certain way. So men, sometimes I know we have a tendency to believe that we're strong in every capacity, and that's good to a certain degree. But you have to allow sometimes your emotions to be demonstrated in your relationship.
Correct. And then so when there's emotional safety in a relationship, it allows you to be yourself, feel comfortable and vulnerable with your spouse. You feel cared for and acknowledged. And then you have to trust that your partner will take care of you. Because you may be sharing something that's really sensitive to you, so you have to trust that what I'm sharing with you, vice versa, that you're not going to take it and use it against me.
Absolutely.
Or harm me in any type of way. I have to trust you enough to share that innermost part.
In other words, when you get angry, that shouldn't be something that you run back to and bring back and then tarnish or cause her emotions to take another hit, because you took what she trusted you with and now you using it as a battering ram, and that should never happen, man. We should never use our wife emotional sensitivity to become a weapon to violate her in no capacity.
Right, and that's even with for men too. When they share something with you and doing pillow talk, or when you're talking, you want to make sure that you guard that. You don't want to go share with your girlfriend, your sister, and mama what he said. You want to guard what he said.
Because I've entrusted you with something very sensitive.
That's important to him.
And men, it's part of our emotions. And so when we entrusted with our wives, we expect them to hold that dear. And so they're giving you a safe place. And when we do share that, the wife have to create an environment that we feel safe in sharing sensitive information.
Right. And then so some of the ways that you can create emotional safety in your relationship, you have to be with when you're trying to build emotional safety, consistency is important here.
Okay.
So you want to be consistent in certain things that you do to build that emotional safety, to build that pattern. So some of the things you want to do, date night. Be consistent with the date night. Not once every 6 months. You want to be consistent with the date night.
And when you say being consistent, are you saying that's building trust? Is that what you?
That's building emotional safety. I know that I can depend on you every Tuesday. We're going to go out.
Okay.
Or once a month, or whatever the agreement is with you all. I know that that's going to happen.
Right.
So to build emotional safety, it has to be consistency.
So in other words, you're building an atmosphere of trust.
Trust.
Okay.
Correct. Lying in bed talking.
Absolutely. That's certainly
checking in.
That's certainly the intimate time where trust is being built, where certainly your emotions are being put on display when you're having a conversation with your wife or with your husband. That is a time where a lot of your emotions are being shared. Sometimes men a lot of time when we've had certain situations happen while we were at work, and we want to share that with our significant other. We want to be able to trust that they're going to be able to listen at it. And then a lot of times, us as men, we don't want to seem like we putting something on our wives, but sometimes she's your partner, so she don't mind sharing in some of your emotional stress.
She want to know what's going on in your life.
I found this to be true. Sometimes when I share some things with my wife, God might give her a word to strengthen me. You don't know you don't know which vessel God is going to use to bring you some relief. So you got to be open to be able to share with the one who sleeps next to you. I mean, I deem this, Susie, very important, that when you're willing to sleep next to someone who you wasn't raised with, and you entrust them.
Sleeping next to a stranger.
Exactly. That's how I call it, sleeping next to a stranger. But my wife has become more, not just a stranger, but she's become my wife, someone who I can really trust to share with her some of my intimate details and the way I'm feeling about certain things. So I really feel safe in an environment with my wife that I can trust and give her information, and she's going to safeguard it. She's going to use it not to batter me, but to help protect me. And then she can pray about some of those things that you are going through emotionally, and vice versa. I want my wife to put her emotional concerns upon me so that I can pray for her. I can take her emotions to God and allow God to help her in her area that she need attention.
Right, and then also you want to have some boundaries, set boundaries, and we have to respect each other's boundaries. And some examples of ways that you can promote emotional safety with boundaries is honoring what's important to you, to each other.
Okay.
If something is important to me, honor that. Don't belittle it or make sure it's not. If it's important to me, they should honor that.
If it's important to my wife, then it's important to me. Now, I think this is and what's important to me should be important to her, because we're working together as a team. We're team building while we're protecting each other's emotions.
Right, and another with the boundaries, you got to protect your time by not overcommitting. We might want to be helpful all the time and commit to work, family members, and other things. We overcommit ourselves, and then you don't have any time for your family. What good are you? You done work 12 hours a day, 13 hours a day, every day, and then you come home, you tired, you don't have any energy to spend with your spouse. That's no good. So don't overcommit yourself to work or family members.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then
look, these are some nice cards that my wife made up for us for T.D.D.U.P. This is what we use read off of.
And now that you mentioned that, look at our new backdrop.
Yeah.
Isn't it lovely? I love it.
Lovely
put in the comment section if y'all like our new T.D.D.U.P.
background.
We have to get that. We're gonna have this.
So they can see the whole
we're gonna have it at the retreat.
Absolutely.
But yeah, and then like you said, our little cue cards, so cute.
Yeah.
But again, so we're talking about emotional safety tonight. So some of the ways to connect, to create emotional safety is, communication. Communication is very important when you're trying to build emotional safety. And, you want to give your undivided attention when we're talking.
Right.
Because how you always say sometimes you can be talking, but did you really hear what the person said?
Right.
So I heard someone mention, I think it was a psychologist, he said, have them to repeat what they heard you say. That way both parties are clear on what was said and what the understanding is.
Absolutely. Articulation is critical in communicating. You have to be able to clearly communicate to your spouse what it is you're saying. Don't assume that they understood. Make it clear that they did understand exactly what you said.
Mm-hmm. And then you want to do things to stay connected. With emotional safety, connection is important. So you want to do things that keep you all connected. Shutting down is not good. It causes distance in a relationship.
Absolutely. I want to talk about, let me just piggyback on what you said. One thing about shutting down in isolation, the Bible says this right here, and I might quote a scripture for you. I'm just going to paraphrase it. A man that isolates himself seek his own desire. So you don't want to ever, in a relationship, find yourself isolating yourself from your wife or your husband, because this is very dangerous. I can't reiterate that enough.
Or shutting down.
It's very dangerous to shut down, because when you shut down, what you're saying is that I'm not willing to hear you, and because I don't feel like you hearing me. It's creating a distance, and distance is not good in a relationship. See, I like to be real close to my wife, because I want to be able to feel her heartbeat and know what she's going through, how she feels about every situation. So you want to make for sure you don't distance yourself in your relationship. It's very dangerous.
And then you want to pay attention to your body language. Body language is essential for emotional safety. Them nonverbals. You want to talk about the nonverbals?
Oh yeah, I tell the people in the church, and my wife, and everybody. You come in the room, and I'm gonna read your body language. I'm gonna tell you what's up right from the jump street. Body language is they literally speak. Your body language speak. Yeah, you can come in the room, and you and your husband, when you sit a certain way, or you look at each other. Listen, I've learned that people observe they don't just look at what you say, but they watch what you do. And so you got to be able to communicate effectively. That's even in when you're being intimate. There's a body language in that. It's a body language in communicating. So you got to be very careful with how you communicate.
Because I can be communicating and, expressing and telling you how I feel, and you'll have a look on your face like you really don't give a crap about what I'm saying.
And that's body language. And someone will know if you're interested in what they're saying, or if you're paying attention basically by your body language. If my wife started talking and I'm gazing into the wild blue yonder, or playing on my phone, she knows that I'm not paying attention, and that can be very offensive.
Yeah, and that you won't create emotional safety that way. So
exactly, because she won't trust you to tell you what's on her mind, because you shut her off. You've called her. You're ignoring her. So she's saying, well, you don't really care about what. Listen, you got to be. You have to be more of a. The Bible say that you should be more willing to hear than to give the sacrifice of a fool. So you got to be able to hear what people say to you, and so that you'll be able to be clear in what they're trying to communicate.
Be an active listener. Give them your undivided attention.
Absolutely. Look into their eyes.
Gaze into their eyes. Yeah. So and then you want to take time at least once a week and ask, how can I love you? How can I serve you? Because we're supposed to be servants one to another.
Absolutely.
What can I do to make you feel love?
And secure Listen, that's critical. So we so often hear those words, but we really don't know how to react to them. Tell them again. Say that again.
You want to get in the habit of having at least once a week talk time.
Talk time.
That's just what I call it. And during this time, you can ask them, how can I love you? How can I serve you? What can I do to make you feel loved?
That's the word I wanted her to say again. Serve. How can I serve you? See, we have to be servants. That's what the Lord was. He was a servant. He was a servant. We have to learn how to serve each other. And that's what we don't want to do. We're so
want to be served.
Yeah, exactly. We want the Son of Man didn't come to be served, but he came to serve. And so we have to learn how to serve each other. And I believe if we learn how to serve each other, then our relationships will certainly grow and be a lot stronger.
And then your words without intentional actions is dead. In other words, you can make your mouth say anything.
Absolutely.
So you got to be consistent with what you're saying when you're trying to build emotional safety in the relationship.
Absolutely.
Do what you say you're going to do. And then once you have that emotional safety built, you want to maintain it by being open and honest and sharing your heart and saying thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you is critically important.
They say thank you is two of the most disarming words.
Say that again.
Thank you It's two of the most disarming words.
Yeah, absolutely. When you recognize and tell people thank you, you could have been in a hostile environment, and just say thank you.
How often, just think about it, how often do you tell your spouse thank you for the different things that they do for you, the small things they do for you around the house or whatever? How often do you tell your spouse thank you? I know when you go out to restaurants, you have a good service server, you say thank you. At work, you tell people thank you and they do stuff for you. But how often do you tell your spouse thank you?
Is that a question for me or for the audience? Because I tell my wife.
That's just a question in general, just to think about. Because I think sometimes we think that your spouse, you're supposed to do certain things.
Absolutely.
I choose to serve you. You choose to serve me.
Well, I know me personally. I always. Well, I'm not gonna say always, but I tell my wife, if she makes food for me or she do something, I tell my wife thank you. So and that goes a long way, man. And that goes that like she said, that disarm her, that make her feel good. So she doesn't mind making something the next time because she knows I appreciate it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Don't have an attitude of like, this is what she should do.
Yeah, listen, and I want to say this right here, and I can't stress this enough. You got to understand, men, people don't have to do, and wives and husbands, your husband or your wife don't have to do anything for you. So it's just nice to be nice. They choose to do what they do. They're grown. They're an adult just like you're an adult. And so don't have an entitlement spirit. Of course, as a husband and a wife, there's some expectations, but to do nice things for you, people don't have to do anything for you.
No one, not even your wife. She chooses to serve you.
She chooses to do it.
So if she or he, serving you, say thank you. Get in the habit of saying thank you.
That's the easiest thing to do.
Be genuine with your gratitude for the little small things. Thank you for making my plate. Thank you for washing my clothes. Thank you for getting me the TV remote.
Absolutely.
Thank you for letting me hog the TV.
Absolutely. And she does that well. I just say, go ahead, honey. It's your night today, tomorrow, and the next night.
Oh.
Because I try to get her in the room because, we have TVs throughout the house. And so she likes to watch certain programs, and I like to watch certain programs. So it's about compromise. You got to learn how to compromise. Okay, honey, come on into the room. You can watch what you want to watch just because I want to be next to you.
I'm trying to get him to watch Christmas movies with me every night.
And see, I'm not for that Christmas. Listen, I'll watch a Christmas movie every now and again, but I'm not going to be watching Christmas movies every day.
One Christmas movie every season. That's what he's trying to say.
Well, hey, we watch The Grinch and watch something else, and that's it. Come on now. I know it's a holiday, but not every night.
Wait a minute. The Grinch is your movie that you want to watch.
Yeah.
I'm talking about some Christmas movies that I want to watch.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's all like he said. It's all about compromise, and then we want to serve each other gladly.
Absolutely.
And what I always tell the couples, if I focus on serving him and he's focused on serving me, then both of us will be satisfied.
Absolutely. Everybody gets served.
Don't worry about, I need this, no. He focused on what I need, I'm focused on what he needs. And both parties are satisfied.
Yeah, there's no need of you doing you. If you do you, that's perversion. That's your wife's job to do you, and your job to do her. So allow her to serve you, and you serve her. All right.
All right.
Come on, let's keep it rolling. Listen, before we start, I want you to remember we're gonna have a little Q&A just in case there's some questions out there. So get your questions together, and we have our computer here set up. So go ahead and begin to engage us from whatever platform you're watching. We want to answer some of your questions on tonight. We're happy to do it. We're going to try to answer you from a biblical perspective. We're just not going to give you our opinion in the matter. We're going to have a source of authority to kind of guide us through answering your questions. Okay.
So if you're, I want to put something out there. If you're enjoying T.D.D.U.P, give us some comments in the comment section. Give us some hearts, thumbs up, and likes, and let us know that you're enjoying T.D.D.U.P. And give us some, if you want us to discuss some other topics, let us know, and we will also do that as well. So go ahead in the comment section and give us some comments, some hearts, some thumbs up, and let us know you enjoyed tonight's topic, emotional safety, and that you also enjoy, having T.D.D.U.P come on.
Absolutely. And let me say this right here. Husbands and wife, join in with T.D.D.U.P with your spouse, because it doesn't do us any good not any good, but it doesn't do us much good to just for one party to listen. It's kind of like if you go to counseling and the husband is only going to go to counsel, or the wife and the wife doesn't go, or the wife goes to counseling and the husband don't go. How good? What good is that? That's not going to benefit anyone. We need to have both of you in the room so we can help address the problems that you may be incurring. And not only that, even if you don't have no problem, we want to preempt any problems that might come up in the future. So when we give you the information, you'll know how to address the problem.
And look at it. Look, it's teed up as a date night.
Absolutely.
Time away with your sweet thing. That look at teed up is your date night.
A date
We're
night.
gonna get together with some other couples, and when we're in house here, we have a little icebreaker game activities that we go on, and then we have a session that we talk about. So look at it as a date night.
Yeah, and listen, what we really would love to happen is that you join us in the house where we are having a group of people here in the house doing Teed Up, where we're having our discussion. We're having a one-on-one discussion with all of our couples here in the house. So come on, once we meet you, we'll love for you to become a part of the in-house session. After we have our in-house session, we have fellowship, we have food. We just sit around and talk about what happened in the Teed Up session. But we're looking forward to strengthening your relationship.
So yes, if you're part of the in-house, you have the opportunity to taste some of Sweet Susie's catering.
Absolutely.
No cost.
Hey,
and,
that's
someone asked me. She said, "Y'all meet every Friday and you feed the people?" I say, "Yeah." She said, "How much do they pay?" Nothing.
We just love to share with the people.
They're getting the blessing all the way around.
We're giving them marital counseling, and then we're giving them something for their nourishment. So we're looking. Listen, when you come to Teed Up with Curtis and Susie, we have a wonderful time. You're benefiting in every capacity. And this doesn't happen every day. And I'm saying to you tonight that I believe that this is a blessing, and it's going to grow exponentially because I believe we have the heart of God when it comes down to trying to build marriages, which will in turn build families, which in turn will build our cities and communities and so forth and so on. Well, listen.
I have an announcement. About a week or so ago, I've sent out text messages and I've made a video asking everybody to subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can reach that quota. Well, we reached that quota.
All right.
Thank you for coming on and subscribing to T.D.D.U.P Marriage Podcast. If you know any other couples, tell them to go on there and subscribe.
Absolutely. We want to get 1 million subscribers.
Reach our subscribers. So now we're able to go live from our phone.
All right.
So we want to increase that even more. But thank you so much for going on and subscribing to our T.D.D.U.P page.
Absolutely. With that being said, Susie, let's finish up this right here.
We're finished up.
Well, listen, I want to thank those of you that tuned in with us live on the broadcast. We're so appreciative of you allowing my wife and myself to come into your home to share with you marriage principles and things that's going to help strengthen your relationship. We're so thankful that you considered us worthy to come into your home. And so what we want to do, we want to reiterate once again concerning our first annual marriage retreat. I'm telling you that if you miss it, you're going to miss a treat. Once again, I want to let my wife give you the information. There's the card. I think that if you can probably, if I come up a little closer, honey, take it up a little closer,
okay.
so
now
you can get the QR. You can actually QR it off of the phone.
No, it's already on the page. That's what I was gonna say. I'm just showing them what to look for.
Absolutely.
If you go to our YouTube page, T.D.D.U.P Marriage Podcast, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. But you'll see this flyer there. And if you go to our Facebook page or Instagram page, it's T.D.D.U.P it's T.D.D.U.P HTX. And you'll see a flyer like this here. Just scan that QR code, and it takes you straight to the registration page where you can register and pay your deposit. We're even allowing you to make payments. You don't have to pay it all at one time. You can make weekly payments, monthly payments, as long as everything is paid by February the 1st. So we are stretching that for you to, because we want to make sure you come and be a part of this retreat, because we're going to have a good time. And like I said, you don't have to pay it all at one time. You pay your initial deposit of $200, and then after that, you can pay the remainder, however it works for you, and as long as it's paid for by the end of January or February 1st.
And let me say this right here. Susie and we're not receiving one penny from this marriage retreat. This is a labor of love. We're doing this because we believe that it is going to be beneficial for you and your spouse. And so again, we're not receiving any funds for ourselves. This is what your funds are for is for the facility and for the food that we're going to be we're going to be receiving there,
to the cost.
and just to contribute to the cost of the facility. And the facility is a wonderful facility. If you went on our page, we gave you some pictures of the video of the place where we're going to be. We're going to have a wonderful time. So listen, don't delay. Register today.
And like I said, you can register by calling 346-622-1237, or you can scan that QR code on the flyer to take you straight to the registration page.
Well, listen, beloved, we thank you once again for allowing us to come into your home and into your space. We value your time and your space. With that being said, we want to thank you for joining in with Curtis and Susie
on Friday nights.
See you next time.